What is up, crawler fans, RC enthusiasts, and social media surfers? I'm your boy Josh with MOFO RC, and today we've got some scale rigs, a little bit of Yoda action. We've got a daddy and a baby. Here we go, dude. Keep it up, Dad. Wait up, hey, buddy. Let's go, dude. So we got an 18 and a 24, dude. TRX 4M in the front, SGX 24 in the back. Both of them are super duper killer rigs, dude. Come on, let's go. Can you beat it, bro? Can you freaking beat it? I don't know. Gotta be one of the coolest all-time. Oh no, all-time crawler bodies, though. But you gotta, not everybody can have a Toyota body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
Let's go. But it's okay, dude. So we got the daddy and the son out here, dude.
I'm trying to turn around.
Big boy. I thought both of them did really good. Had a great time. They're both Craig's rigs. I don't know a whole lot about them, but they're both very, very fun to drive. And I broke the other one last week. He did not let me drive it this week. Sorry, dude. Oh my goodness. Yeah, last time it lasted all of like 10 seconds at the beginning of the video, and I broke the axle. My bad. Drive shaft. Or no, axle was a CVD. Here we go, dude. Looking good. So, man, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope that you guys are off to a great start for your week. I want to shout out the freaking Patreon members. Thank you very, very much for your support. Again, cash coming in handy when I need it. Thank you very, very much. If you would want to join and be a part of the Patreon family and support me along the way as I do this, I would freaking greatly appreciate it. It really means a lot to me, and your contribution does go a long way. So check it out. Patreon link is in the description. It's just $5. You can get 20% off if you want it. If you need it, most of the guys don't even use it. So I forget to put the even discount in there, because they're trying to give me extra money and help out. So, but if you wanted to get a discount and you need it and you need a code and it's not there, you're not finding it, holler at your boy, dude. I'll get you a discount code made up. It's just I've been changing them every month, and I just need to set it up for just the crew, and they'll just have one code. The problem is that they can give it away, and anybody can get 20% off. So then, what's the point? I don't know. So, man, there's lots of things that I've said in recent videos, about how much I was going to get done. And this is the way my brain thinks, that I'm going to be able to do all these bazillion things. And I just don't end up doing all of them, And then some other things that I didn't think of usually got done. And, so that's it. So, but what I am super stoked is I got orders going out on time today. I don't have anything outstanding, which is freaking rad. And so I don't know that I'm going to be able to keep it there. We had a pretty good weekend here, so I'm going to do my freaking best this week to stay on time. It means a lot to me, so it means a lot to me that I got caught up, and I do apologize to everybody who did have to wait along the way. Some people waited I was like 30 days behind at one point, when I stopped the STK and redid everything, and so some of those guys really had to wait. So I was giving out a whole lot of extra plastic and was continuing to give away extra plastic as I was behind. I'm going to, with the drop of the TRX, I'm actually redoing all of the plates. And so, we'll see what kind of extras I'll be able to include on stuff. But I am going to try to focus more on just keeping with everything, because I expect, I'm really hoping that it's going to be a challenge in the upcoming weeks to keep up. So if we can do that, then I can have some money, and then we can do some more freaking cool stuff, dude. And it'd be rad. Rad. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Dad. So we're just out here cruising around, just running rocks over, like what you do with your homies, just no real plan. We're just like, hey, let's go this way. Freaking rad, dude. Gotta love. Oh no. That's just one of those. It was just transition. If he would just kept the wheels rolling, it would have been no problem. He just stopped him while he was on the descent. It's a little bit too steep. So he got a little bit better balance in that V crack, and it helped him out a lot. A lot. Here we go. Looking dope, dude. Look at that flex on the little guy. Yeah. So I don't know a whole lot else, dude. What are we talking about? We got Slayers coming up. We got the bodied Slayer that will be coming out. Like I said, the TRX4M parts are done. If you hadn't noticed, you will see it towards the end here. Or not towards the end. We're coming up on it. It's the middle run. And so those parts are done and ready. Upcoming, I may address steering link. I may, we'll see how that goes. I may change it to be more like an X15 and run like a diff skid. Right now, it doesn't have any diff skids, no nuck skids. It's just our BOA riser, rear link riser, and the skid basically. All the parts for the Traxxas are a lot more plastic. They're quite heavy duty, just the way that you have to connect to the axles. So it is going to be the same price as the other kits, like the SCX24 kit that does come with, diff skids and whatever, a little bit more parts. But again, it's taking definitely the same amount of time. It's more plastic for sure. So the parts should be absolutely super duper tough to go with all the Traxxas tough parts. We don't want to be putting, some weak ass parts on some Traxxas tough parts, because those axles are legit tough, bro. Legit. The stock plastic gears are maybe not the most legit, but they do all right. And then once you do strip them out, you're replacing them with some good aftermarket, like some Endura gears or something like that, overdrive and underdrive in the rear. Dude, tank. They are freaking tank-like, bro. Let's go. Just saying hello, waving to the crowd. Great job. Little 3-wheel motion there, dude. Great job, Craig. Killing it, dude. So I do like on the SCX24, I think I like the front end on that one better. It is kind of cool, with the, I don't know, it's just from the side. It has a bit of a snub nose, the green one does, the TRX4. It's definitely, the other one looks more scale, I guess, if you were going for that. But I think that both of them look super cool. I like the bed, the triangulation or whatever, done with the, should be like bars or whatever for the bed. Looks cool, I think. Looks pretty cool, I think. So, I don't know, dude. I would like to make some bodies like that. It'd be rad. I definitely would like to run something with a really cool body. Definitely like to do that. That sounds like a really neat idea, What the hell? But you know what? Right now, I just cannot do it. I'm making a body slayer, so that's freaking good enough, bro. It's not a scale slayer, but it is a body slayer. It's pretty badass. Speaking of, I will be showing that off here. I gotta get it built one more time with all the new parts. I'm super duper happy with the way that it's printing now. Finally, I made some changes to the parts, and I think that it's going well. So I do got to get that built hopefully this evening, and the body slayer will be ready to go. I will do a video on everything once that's all done, and I got to get pictures. Oh, look at the tires crinkling, dude. Oh, wow. Look at them go. Freaking killer, dude. It's amazing how well the Traxxas can do with those massive tires, dude. I guess that it is quite a bit bigger rig, but those tires are just huge. All right, here we go. TRX4M Viper Slayer versus TRX4M Mullet Truckster. Here we go, dude. Craig in the back with the FCX24 portal gear in the rear, or the portals in the rear, to help with belly clearance. Obviously, you can tell he is quite a bit slammed, but we are running the new setup, the new design. We got hips up. We've got some belly clearance on a Traxxas. If you have not seen this, we did a debut run already. Look at this maneuver. Great pinch all the way up. Very clean. Great job, dude. Hell yeah. So freaking cool, dude. I love the TRX4M at this point. Craig showing a little bit. He's just not quite as wide. I don't think he hit it the same way. I don't know where he's struggling. By the way, I have no idea what the weight balance on this rig is. Have not weighted, I guess. It's pretty pretty heavy to the front. But I don't know, dude. I have not weighted. Just been running it, and it's freaking killer, dude. So I did some tuning for this video. Still gotta do a little bit of tuning on the front end. From the first video, the first time that I drove it was the same day, but I did tuning in between. I swapped where the shocks were in the front, and because they were bottoming it out, that was why it was so tight. So I had it banded, and it was just enough band to overcome the springs, and they were fully seated, the shocks were, that is, and so that it had no up travel. So it was just really tight, feeling when it drove. Just by relocating the shocks and giving it something somewhere for the suspension to still go up a little bit. So that's something that we are working on. I don't really foresee any parts having to change to fix any of this. It's just going to be just how it is set up and run. So I will keep playing with this, and I will definitely show off the best way to do it. And if we do have to make any new parts, that will be coming. So I'm not really foreseeing that. I think that it's just going to be just set up. We'll figure out how to get them dialed in on the new TRX4M. Well, new to me anyways, new for Slayer. So anyways, we are running overdrive, underdrive in the axles. You can see right here, I am struggling. It definitely does sag out like that. So when you start to go onto a vertical obstacle like that, if you don't keep the suspension tight, it's sagging, like it's standing up. It's pushing off the hill. It's hard to define what that means. But just the front and rear axles are getting too close together, because I don't have quite enough tension on the suspension. So I got to find a way to make sure that I'm not losing my flex and still have plenty of dropout, but that we're going to stay tight enough when we start to elevate and do that. Because if you don't keep it tight, then you become like too short. You can't reach up there because your suspension's all dropped out. So here we go. So again, definitely got to play with the setup for the Traxxas, but as you see, dude, it is freaking killer, absolutely amazing. So what I still have to do is to build it in the mullet form, like what Craig is running. I think that it is definitely going to be sweet. It definitely adds more clearance in the rear end. I don't know necessarily that we need it. I don't know that it's going to be better. So that's kind of where we're at, because we can see right here, so he's got a portal. He's supposed to have more belly than me, but then watch what happens. I am slightly longer than he is, I think. Not by a whole lot. But you can see I definitely have way more dropout, at least usable dropout, than he has. I think he's running bands, and his suspension is just too tight. I think that he has long travel. It's just doesn't come out because of the suspension being too tight. Other difference between the rigs that we are running is that he has his width definitely a lot narrower. I have my wide deep side out on the Rattlers there. No extensions or anything, front or rear. It's just with a deep side out. So it gives a nice, really wide stance. It's not a zero scrub, but it's definitely not our normal elbow that we would run and we are used to on STX 24s. Craig is running more of a standard or stockish, very, very low scrub situation where I have a little bit more. Again, for gates and stuff, it's definitely nice. For certain uses, having no wheel scrub is great. At the other time, having wheel scrub is also great. So it just depends on your driving skills, what you're trying to do, and what you're trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? So if it's running, super high end gates, maybe having less wheel scrub is better. So I will definitely say it is better. However, when you're going to do cool tricks, dude, and you don't have elbows, there's going to be times where you can't do it. But there's also times when you have elbows and it's going to hurt you, bro. It's going to hurt. Gonna hurt. So we're just out here cruising, dude. I've been killing it, dude. In the tracks, it's been leading the way, and then coming up here, we got a little bit of a tough obstacle, and I just made the wrong choice. Went a little bit too fast right there. So I needed to turn up the hill, not down the hill, and I went a little too fast, and my momentum just not having the flex, it just did not step into the hole and allowed the whole vehicle to rotate too much speed too quickly, and off we went. So I'm running, by the way, on the Pink Slayer, running the 53 millimeter Endura oil shocks. I think they're very freaking good. Really like them. Cha-ching, Etsy. Thanks, Joseph Foster, dude. Heck yeah, dude. Bought himself a kit. Heck yeah, dude. We'll get that out as soon as possible. Shout out to Joseph, dude. Freaking score on the video. Shout outs. So, dude, we have back to get back to freaking business, dude. So we're talking about shocks. We've got the 53 millimeter shocks. I definitely really like them in the rear. I think they are the way to go. Even you could put them on an SCX 24. It's really cool. I had them on the table. I've had them forever, and I've been waiting to use them. But that's what those rear studs are for on the longer links. On the long and the extra long, that's what those studs are, extra studs are for. They won't work with other shocks. Well, they would if you ran them on a different, on like the full rail or something like that, but not on the Viper. And they don't work for, if you were running it on the inboard setup with anything other than the 53s. So, but with these 53s, it just gives a lot of composure. I think that I'm probably going to go up spring rates on both the front and rear. I think that will help to keep it even more composed than it is. And we'll work on the front end being pivoting. So I don't know that I'll keep the 53s in the front. That was why I was having a problem. I've actually flipped the shock mounts over that go in the Viper. So the shock mounts that I attach on the front, though I actually flipped them over to give more room, for the shock. And, it seems to be working a lot better. Definitely going to continue to play with it. So I think that 39s in the front are better so far. You get just as much travel, and because they don't bottom out, you get way ton of up travel. So it's going to hit the motor on the Traxxas, but that's fine. I don't want up. I don't need the front to go any lower. I just need the wheel to be able to go up. So I need it to be able to articulate in place, even just around the motor. So at least that's what we're used to. That's what I've been running SCX 24, and it just makes it freaking awesome that you still have your flex, and you only need a little bit of dropout in this setup. So you don't need a huge dropout like we used to run on the old setups. However, on the TRX4 is a little bit different. For right now, it's not an angled skid, so it's not going to quite be the same setup as the SCX 24. But it's not. You don't want to angle the skid anymore because the motor hits the links. So. Again, all of these things that we'll work on. If you buy this rig, you're not going to be disappointed. I will freaking take care of you. Ask anybody who's bought anything that I put out early. Maybe it takes a little longer or whatever, but I guarantee you I will take care of you. I promise. So buy with confidence, even though you can't see that stuff. If you have questions, holler at me, dude. If you don't know how to put it together because the platform that I'm using is just terrible. Etsy is amazing, but it's not very good for what I'm doing. Okay, real quick, we're back to the ballers. Rear steer rigs, SCX 24 rear steer long plus in the front versus TRX4M mullet rear steer in the back. He is running maybe Gladiator. He's running stretched. He's about the same length as I am. Huge. Just to note, very different approach. He crabbed up where I rotated around. So I do not want to talk shit about my buddy Craig. I super duper appreciate him. I appreciate him trying this and bringing a rig out to play with, but I'm going to use him as an example. If you can tell here at the beginning, he is new to rear steer. If you can just watch him struggle and realize this is hard. Craig is a good driver, but he doesn't have a lot of experience on rear steer. He definitely didn't practice how to toggle between and whatever. But that's also why I do not recommend toggling on your rear steer. If you want to use it in between obstacles, that's one thing. You just got to get good at toggling it on and off and whatever. But if you want to use rear steer, you have to, absolute must, to keep up and do the things that I'm going to do, you have to run independent and proportional. So you can't have it on a switch, no toggles, no buttons to get it to work. It's just going to be always on, and you are the one responsible with a dial, or if I get my trigger set up for people to start running it the way that I do, which is freaking awesome. So I pulled up there. I was trying that obstacle in a way that I've never once even thought about going up. This is the way we normally go up. It's definitely a bit of a challenge, but it's one of those that your rig, if it hits, it's going to go up. Most rigs go up. There's a few setups that, there's a challenge. But once you get to being Slayer, you pretty much you're going to go up if you're tall enough. And so any decent rig should make it up that line, especially big ones. So, but this is absolutely new. I had to try it again. It's just learning where do the rear wheels need to go. That's where my problem was the first time. Where do they need to go? How do they need to push me up there? Where are they going to need to be? What's going to be best? And so it takes. If you thought that crawling was hard, adding another set of wheels that you're always thinking about, it makes it more than twice as hard. I promise, dude. So I'm not trying to talk anyone out of rear steer. Not at all. It is freaking amazing. It's just really hard. Don't be discouraged. In order for me to do this on one hand, I literally sat for right here. I'm browning out. Did I brown out on this one? Yes, I did. I'm going to try it again, though, I think. Yep. I browned out. So I'm running an FMS, just the 380 mAh battery, just 2S. So it's really cold out, and I think that's probably one of the slow, not a fast pack. And it's just browning out whenever it's just got two big servos and, big, or not big, but the NanoBam in that. Yes, NanoBam is in that one. And so it's just a little bit too much for it. It overwhelms a couple times here and browns out. I definitely got to get a bigger battery. All my big 3S batteries are big. All my 3S batteries are done. I've destroyed 4 Palm Power batteries. We'll never buy anything from them again. Absolutely trash. Don't buy them. They failed for electrical reasons. I had wires break off. When I've got other batteries that I've had like 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 times longer that still charge, still work just fine, and whatever, treating them the exact same way. No wires broke off of them. So I had 2 wires broke off, and then the other one's just like one cell died, and one I think was my fault. I think I left it plugged in the car on accident. So that one of them I will take responsibility for. But all the rest of them, dude, most of the packs I've killed were totally my fault. But the Palm Power batteries, no, trash. Do not buy them. By the way, Craig contacted them, and they blamed crawlers. They said it was our fault.
Oh, that wasn't even on freaking...
Pretty trash, bro. I wish I had. I need to have him send me that email if he still has it, dude. But literally, they told him that they've never had any issues. It was just the rock crawlers, and it's something that they're doing. And he blamed it on the rock crawlers. No, it's that the ESCs are extremely demanding, and your battery wasn't what you thought it was. Dick. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my goodness. Here we go, bro. Let's go. Freaking Craig. The first time I got there, I browned out. Phew. Craig's going to come up here, kill it, bro. So he's doing very good. So you could run your rear steer like what he's doing, and it's going to be okay. You definitely got to be slow. It's going to work, but it's not always what you need. It's not always what you need. Another thing about rear steer is that you really have to plan ahead. If you watch my rear, actually, when I start to get used and comfortable to driving, my rear ends up being my first go-to steering, because when you're coming in to twist around into an obstacle, the biggest thing is getting your rear end out and around to where it needs to be for your front. So a lot of times I'm driving the rear end first because, again, thinking ahead and knowing where it needs to be. And so it's just an interesting way to drive. It's totally different. And then putting it all in one hand is an incredible hard task to start off with, but it doesn't really take that long before you can completely just trust yourself to be able to do it. It's really freaking cool, actually. A little bit of understanding from old techs. If you're right-handed, for the normal, most people, their left hand is going to be their support hand, and it's going to also be controlled by their right brain, their creative side, their support side, right, in their brain. And so your left hand, if you didn't know it, if you're a skilled artisan or like a carpenter or whatever, take a little time to think about all of the things that your left hand is doing. It's doing in a crazy amount of work that you never had to think about. It supports and makes possible to do all of the tasks that you do, and you don't ever think about it. So it's pretty cool. if you don't believe me, just go try to, try to do something you do, swing a hammer or whatever. Chances are you can get about 80% with your left hand, maybe 90% or better right away. However, what's going to suck, what's going to make you really miss and be bad, your right hand can't support for crap. So that's just the way that it goes. That was an awesome little maneuver, Craig. Great job. So, but you're right. At least for me, my right hand doesn't support the left hand very well. Going to cut, you try to switch hands with the saw, skill saw, jigsaw. It doesn't matter. Why can't I do it as well? Well, my right hand doesn't turn the piece of wood properly, or support it, or hold it. It's falling over and all this crap. This is what I learned. So in driving, yes, it's very hard to do what I do, and it's still very hard to be in position. And the biggest thing is that I'm just out of position to see most of the time. So that becomes really one of the biggest obstacles when filming and driving. So, and then you only have so much to do. But here you go, dude. Last one, freaking rip till you flip.